Welcome everyone. It's Krejci the Artist here in Seattle. I'm just going to have some fun. I want to do a landscape here. You can see my canvas is kind of loose, so I'm going to put water on the back, tighten it up. See how loose that is? I don't like to paint on a loose canvas. So you could just take a brush with some water and kind of wet it inside here, this, or you can spray it. I don't have a spray bottle because I don't use it enough to where the water is stagnant on me. I used to paint these black so the sunlight didn't get through. You could take a little black and put it in there. It helps keep the sunlight from drifting back through the painting. If you're out selling art in the sunlight, it really does help, because then the sunlight doesn't shine through, and it kind of shows imperfections in your painting. But if you darken it up in the back, the sunlight will go through it. Anyway, that also tightens the canvas. Look how tight that is now. All right, let's do a quick landscape here. Get rid of my guitar here. It's in the way. All right, what do I need? I need, well, I got enough here to get started. I tried to do an abstract painting just 10 minutes ago. I'll kind of show you. Came out, it's not the best. I'm still working on my abstract style. There's a lot to be said about how much more needs to be done on that style. I'm going to mix some brown and black, and I usually like to do blue mountains, but we'll do some brown ones today. Do some rugged mountains across the back there. Yeah, I like abstract. It just I haven't got my own style down yet on abstract, so we'll stick to landscapes for this video. These down pretty good. They're pretty fun. I'm gonna try and do this one fairly quick because I need to run to the store. I'm mixing a little dark purple with this light blue, so it's kind of like a flat blue up here. It's like a grayish blue, looks like. This is a small, this is a, I think this is a 12 by 12. I bought these canvas to practice my portraits, but I tried to do a portrait last night and it came out all right. I just, the detail work on portraits, you got to have a lot of patience. The kind of art I like to do is, you know, just throw the paint up there and make it not too much detail. All right, we'll mix a little green with that color now, and we'll get some kind of grass going down here. This will be just the undertone. Some terrain in here. That looks cool. Looks like green hills there. I like that. Let's try and lighten up some of these hills in the back here. Very good. I think I'm going to run some like blue. I don't have dark blue here, so I'm going to add a little black to my blue. It should get a grayish color. And we'll run some clouds here. There we go. I'll use those gray clouds for when I put the highlights on them. I'll put them on top of that gray. There it is. I got so many brushes in my water bucket, it's like hard to find the one I want. Thanks for watching today. Thank you. You already like it, huh? little M's. Thanks. How you guys doing today? Oi, Davey. Little M's fiving. Let's put some snow on this mountain here. It's still a little wet, but we'll do wet on wet here. Just get some idea of where I'm going to put the highlights here. Look at that. Let's do a tree over here. In like dark green, we'll just put a tree coming in from the side here. And since it's a small painting, we'll do one on this side. Those like maple trees. Very cool. I got a lot of land work here. Lots of land. What I want to do is blow this down a little because it's kind of wet. Just so it dries faster. That's weird, you know, my paints have been staying wet longer than usual. I think it's because I have some glaze on the palette and it's getting into the paint. If you use glaze and it gets in your paint, it'll stay wet a lot longer. That's what it seems to be doing here. Let's try this again. I kind of like this swooping down here. That looks so cool. I like doing the mountains because once you get this highlight on there, it kind of brings the mountain alive, you know. Let's try blue in there. I think it's really going to change the way the mountain looks. A light blue. It's mixing in with the brown, but that's all right. Doing wet on wet. Very cool. Look at the dramatic difference that made. Really dramatic. You see the difference in the mountain now? That's so cool. Let's put we'll put a few rocks out here maybe. Like big boulders. Wow. That's going to look cool. I've been doing a lot of rocks lately. The rocks are really cool. You know, rather than doing bushes, let's put a rock here. I'll show you what I mean. We'll put like a big boulder here. There's some rocks sitting there. So I do these rocks kind of like how I just did the mountain. I'll show you. We'll put light on one side and then blue on the other. Just think of them as little miniature mountains, okay, when you rocks. So if this was a big mountain, we'll start with the color just on one side of these rocks. Same way like a mountain. You better let these dry a little bit because the white is just kind of soaking in to the brown. But I'll just go over it again. Put some light color on one side and then blue on the other. And we should have some pretty cool looking rocks there. Wow, that looks amazing. I wish I could do abstract like how I do my landscapes. I don't think I have the patience to do abstract because you gotta let the layers dry in between each color. And I don't have patience to wait for it to dry. That's why I'm doing wet on wet. I like wet on wet because it kind of blends in. You can get a lot of good effects with blending. Makes it look softer. Look at that scene already. Wow. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm going to try and get it done within an hour because I still got to go to the grocery store. Look at those rocks back there. Oh, I kind of just threw them in there. We'll put some trees in there. I got to let my mountain dry before I can run some trees across them. Maybe we'll do some bushes down here. Get my green so I can make some dark green color. I've been trying to get away from the fan brush, but I'll tell you, it really makes some nice bushes. It can really create some cool stuff, these fan brushes. Nice bush down there. And maybe I got some room to put some maybe some kind of tall grass out there. Do 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 do. I kind of made this pretty dark, but I'm going to highlight it. So Trying to lighten it up a bit here. Ba-da-ba-ba. Well, I got some red and orange here. Doing this tree with some maybe orange color, orange and red maybe. Singing I can't wait. There we go. Some kind of orange-red tree there. Looking pretty good. Maybe I'll make this one like a light green, I guess. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. A little bit dark, that black for me, so I'm trying to lighten it up a bit. I think we can try some evergreen trees now. Let's try a few out here. We're getting funny. I don't know what they have for dinner tonight. I mean, I'm tired of chicken. I've had enough beef tacos for a while. Uh, Salmon. I've had enough salmon. I live in Seattle, so I mean, we got fish all the time. It's a nice grouping of trees there. So I think what I'll do to finish painting off, I'll just have an outcrop of bushes here. I should have lightened them up a bit. And then we'll put a tall tree down here. Let's see if I can make it look kind of loose. That looks cool. All right, one next to it. I don't want to cover my rock, so we'll put one kind of right next to it here. Now we'll put some bushes coming down here. It's kind of good to fill this groundwork in with at least some kind of grass or something. There we go. Look at that. Man. That's cool. Let's take a little brown and we'll put some brown dirt underneath those bushes now while it's still wet, so I can kind of blend it in here. Okay. Look at that scene right there. I think I'm going to put some water down here. Like a little pond. Then you could go down here and go fishing down there. That's what I like about landscapes. You can, you can design them as you go. I don't know what color I want to make these bushes here. Maybe just so like a greenish color. Very nice. We'll throw a few highlights on those. Just a little bit to get some separation here. All right, very good. Bunch of grass there. This is like a bluish green here. Very cool. And for back, those trees in the back, I'm just going to use a lighter green on these. Just to get a little dimension on these trees. Just a little bit of color on those. How cool this is turning out. I guess sometimes you got to be in the right mood. Underneath these rocks, we want to put some shadows here. And I think that's all I want to do on the shrubs. That's enough. Let's go to the clouds. It's time for the clouds, and then this painting's going to be done. I wish I could do abstract painting this easy. This was really fun. It's only taken 40 minutes to get this far. You see how I did the mountains, how the white, it kind of soaked in because it's wet on wet. But it still looks good, you know. I could go up there and maybe put some bright white if I wanted to like have patches of snow up there, but I like the way it turned out. Now my clouds, I'm going to utilize, I guess, the top part of these gray and put some white top and see what happens. After I, oh, just brushing the paint. I got to run to the kitchen real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, I'm back. Back for more. Yeah, let's do the clouds next. I wonder if there's some, I could put some music on here. I don't think I can. I'll make a couple shorts along the way. All right, let's do the clouds. I usually like doing the clouds, but on a bigger canvas because I like to blend. And it's kind of hard to blend on a small painting like this. I'll let those dry. It's not the best clouds, but like I said, it's such a small painting. Uh, Not much room to blend. Bubble gum, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I didn't want to use really bright colors. So that's the way I wanted it to look, just like this. The grass is kind of dull green. There's some brown here where it's turning dormant. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm trying to, I can do landscapes pretty good. I was trying to do an abstract earlier. Let me know if you think this abstract looks cool. I don't have my abstracts down. I'm still trying to work on abstract art. Uh, there's a lot in there that's not really cool, you know, because it's not really layered very well. Um, let's try putting a retouch on it. Well, for the next year, I'm going to start working on my abstract piece. Ruben, hey! I did use that scratching technique that I, with the black in some, but there's a lot of stuff in that's just not really presented really well. It's not blended really nice, and it's almost like it's incomplete. If I could do these like my landscapes, right on. Thank you, Bubblegum. I did a short painting. I did a time lapse of it. It's on my channel with in the shorts. Well, I'm going to try and glaze grass and see what happens with pretty much the same color. It might be lighter. It's still wet. So it's not really working right. I think what I did, I had a bunch of glaze on my palette from that abstract. So it got into paint and it's making it stay wet longer than usual. It's almost like doing an oil painting here. Alright, that's not working. Alright, that's going to have to work for now. I like having this big open area here. Maybe I'll I'll put a little more highlights on the rocks because they're not really showing up very well. And that'll be it. All right, I like it. Let me put a couple birds up there and then we're done. I'm going to run to the store real quick and I'll be back. I'll try another abstract piece when I get back. I think if I keep my the way I do a landscape, if I do that, try and incorporate it into a abstract maybe. A few twigs. There it is. Done deal. Really happy with it. I had to work today at 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning I had to go to work. I had 8 hours. Then I had to go look at a plumbing job. Then here I am. I'm going to put a few snow patches on the mountain. Let's see what it looks like. We'll use the famous small tip knife here. Just a little bit. Just a little sparkle up there. Very cool. All right, I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes. I'm going to go run to the store real quick.